Hello and welcome to AirgunWeb.com, your home for honest, real-world airgun reviews and information where we bring you the facts, not fluff. Now, not too long ago, there really weren't a lot of options on the market for budget-friendly yet quiet PCPs. That all changed this year, that's 2014, when Hatsan USA released their line of the Quiet Energy PCPs. Today we're going to take a first look at the AT44 Long Quiet Energy in .25 caliber. Now, this rifle promises a lot of power with accuracy, and let's see if it really also delivers on that really low noise. In this first look, I'm going to get through the basic features, operation, and of course, we're going to take it out and get some out-of-the-box accuracy tests. Let's go ahead and get started. The AT44 QE Long is basically the exact same gun as the standard AT44 QE, with two major differences. It has a longer barrel and it has a larger air cylinder. Now, those changes combined yield more power and the potential for better accuracy at longer range. There is also a slight increase in the shot count. Now, the ambidextrous stock is lightweight and simple by design. It does have loops for the Hatsan sling as well as a rail underneath the forearm to mount various accessories. The weight is certainly manageable and the added length is noticeable but not unwieldy. As with all the Hatsan PCPs, the AT44 QE Long has a fully adjustable quattro trigger. The pull weight out of the box is about 3 to 4 pounds on average. This is easily adjusted down to below 2 pounds. There are no open sights on the QE version, so you're going to need to mount some sort of optic. Now, I'm using the Hawk 4-12x50 AirMax EV. This scope has an enhanced field of view and pulls in a lot more light than some scopes, costing a lot more. It has the MAP 6 reticle, which is growing on me the more I use it. Operating the AT44 QE Long is the same as basically every other AT44 variant. You're going to need to pressurize the air cylinder to around 200 bar using a hand pump, scuba tank, or some other source of high pressure air. Now, I use the Air Venturi regulated fill system almost exclusively these days. It's light, easy to get filled, and it gives me a lot of shots while out on the range. Once the cylinder is pressurized, it's time to load the magazine and get in some trigger time. Now, this is how all this is going to work. The first thing we need to do is go ahead and get the magazine out of the rifle. To do that, push forward on the mag release, pull back on the cocking arm, magazine pops right out. Now, the .25 caliber has a 9-shot rotary mag, so we're going to go ahead and load our pellets. Now, one thing to remember is that the Hatsan magazines can be a little bit narrow, so what you want to do is make sure that your pellets do not protrude out the front or the rear of the allotted space, or you could have some issues with it jamming up. Now, once you've got the magazine all loaded, see right there, we've got the magazine all nice and loaded, we're going to go ahead and load it back in our rifle here. Slide it straight in, go ahead and release this, it pops right back down into place. Once the magazine is loaded, you're really going to want to make sure you rotate it and make sure that it's lined up correctly. Now, let me tell you how this works. On the back here, you're going to see a little catch. So as you rotate the magazine, it's going to lock right there. Make sure you rotate the magazine and it sets right on that catch. That's going to make sure everything's lined up. All the Hatsan PCP rifles have an automatic safety. So once you've cocked the rifle, the safety's on. So you're basically ready to roll at this point. So what we want to do here, go ahead and aim the gun at our intended target, release the safety, gently squeeze the trigger to fire again, cock the rifle, sets the automatic safety, aim the gun at our intended target, gently squeeze the trigger. Unlike a lot of other air guns that require some special technique or they have some mystery you need to unlock, the AT44 QE Long is extremely simple. There's no drama and virtually no recoil. As long as you can hold your aim on the intended target, gently squeeze the trigger, you're going to hit what you're aiming at. When it comes to these powerful PCP air guns, you really can't get hung up on feet per second. Now, although this says this can shoot up to 970 feet per second, and I definitely got close with the 19.91 grain Vortex Supreme pellets, they averaged around 954 feet per second. But really what's most important is the amount of energy that you can actually put on target. And for this, I use a 25.4 grain JSB Kings. And they've been my go-to pellet for these powerful Hatsan rifles, and they still prove to be the most accurate. Now they averaged 865.4 feet per second across 2 full magazines, totaling 18 shots. That comes out to 42.25 foot-pounds at the muzzle. For my initial accuracy tests, I'm shooting the AT44 QE Long just as it came out of the box, with the exception of adjusting the trigger a little bit. These next groups were shot at 35 yards and also 50 yards respectively. With an intermittent gusting wind coming right in my face, I could definitely see that impact my shots at 50 yards because I had a few that would drop a little bit when that wind would pick up. Now this is going to be my baseline test, and we're going to do some more testing here coming up shortly. There's some things I want to show you how to do to really squeeze out the most accuracy. For right now, let's take a look at these groups. Let's go ahead and wrap up part 1 of this review. Given this is my out-of-the-box look at the AT44 QE Long, I'm really pleased with what I'm getting so far. I am looking forward to seeing exactly what it can do once it's really dialed in. So that's what we'll be working on next. First, we'll take a look and see if it makes any sense to maybe tweak the power curve a little bit. I'm also going to pull the barrel and do a good cleaning, show you guys how to do that and do other maintenance on the rifle. And lastly, we're going to wait for some good weather the next time we go out and try and shoot at 50 yards. Definitely stay tuned for part 2. I'd like to take a moment and thank the folks at Hatsan USA for providing our review product today. Of course, Airgun Depot for sponsoring AirgunWeb in this video. Please be sure to visit www.airgundepot.com for great airgun information and deals. And if you have any questions about your next airgun purchase, don't hesitate to give them a call at 866-477-4867. When you're looking for honest, real-world airgun reviews, think AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. I'm Rick Eutsler with AirgunWeb.com. Thanks again for watching.